In this video, we will talk about hydrocarbons. So as the name suggests, hydrocarbons are the organic compounds which are made up of only two elements, that is carbon and hydrogen. If we talk about hydrocarbons, so methane is the simplest hydrocarbon, and we have other examples which include ethane, ethene, ethyne, cyclohexane, benzene, etc. Now, the classification of hydrocarbons on the basis of structure and properties, hydrocarbons can be classified in open chain or acyclic hydrocarbons, means the carbon atoms, they are arranged in open chain like structures. Then closed chain or cyclic hydrocarbon means the carbon atoms will be arranged in a closed chain like this. So there will be a closed chain structure. So in open chain hydrocarbons, we have saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons. Alkanes are saturated hydrocarbons, whereas alkenes and alkynes are unsaturated. Whereas in closed chain hydrocarbons, we have aliphatic cyclic hydrocarbons and aromatic hydrocarbons. So let us understand what are all these hydrocarbons one by one in detail. So if I talk about open chain or acyclic hydrocarbons, as the name suggests, the carbon atoms, they are arranged in open chain. Now that carbon chain can be straight or it can be branched as well. For example, ethane, propane, ethene, propene, ethyne, all these are open chain or acyclic hydrocarbons. Now as we discussed, they are of two types, saturated and unsaturated. So saturated hydrocarbons are the ones in which all the carbon atoms or all the carbon to carbon bonds are single bonds. So all covalent bonds will be single covalent bonds. They are called saturated hydrocarbons, or they are called as alkanes. So the general formula for alkanes is CnH and CnH2n plus 2, where N is the number of carbon atoms in the molecule. So here N is the number of carbon atoms in the molecule. For example, we have ethane, which is C2H6, propane, which is C3H8, and butane, which is C4H10. Now how do we get these formulas? Now let's say we have CnH2n plus 2. So I can start with N equal to 1. So if I put N equal to 1, so it will be C1H2 into 1 plus 2, so it will become CH4. So CH4 is the simplest hydrocarbon, which is methane. This is the first alkane. If I put N equal to 2, then I'll get C2H6. Let's see how. So it is CnH2n plus 2. So it will become CnH4 plus 2, 6. So C2H6 is ethane. And similarly, we will get C3H8 and C4H10. So all these are saturated hydrocarbons. Now next is unsaturated hydrocarbons. So these are the hydrocarbons in which the two carbon atoms are bonded by a double or a triple bond. So actually, there must be at least one double or one triple bond. So if they are having double bonds, so these are called alkenes. So the general formula for alkene is CnH2n. So at least we should have two carbon atoms. So if I put N equal to 2, it will become C2H2 into 2. That will become C2H4. So C2H4 is ethene, and we can see it has a double bond between two carbon atoms. Similarly, if I put N equal to 3, so it will become C3H6, which is propene. Now next is alkynes. So the unsaturated hydrocarbons in which two carbon atoms are bonded by a triple bond are called alkynes. So the general formula for alkyne is CnH2n minus 2. So again, if I put N equal to 2, so I will get C2H2n, means 2 into 2 minus 2. So it will become C2H4 minus 2, which is C2H2. So C2H2 is our ethyne, then C3H4 is propyne. So all these are alkynes. Now, if we talk about closed chain or cyclic hydrocarbons, so they contain closed chains or ring of carbon atoms in their molecules. So the first one is aliphatic cyclic hydrocarbons, or we call them as alicyclic hydrocarbons. So they contain a ring of 3 or more carbon atoms, and they have properties similar to aliphatic hydrocarbons, just like we studied about the open chain. So here we can see there are 4 carbon atoms. So it is cyclobutane. Similarly, if there are 5 carbon atoms in a ring, it is cyclopentane. Then if there are 6, then it becomes cyclohexane. And the general formula for cycloalkanes is CnH2n. Means if I put n equal to 4, let's say for cyclobutane n is equal to 4, so I'll get C4H2 into 4 means C4H8. So that become the cyclobutane. Next, aromatic hydrocarbons. So these are cyclic hydrocarbons which contain one or more 6-membered ring with alternate single and double bond, means which contain at least one benzene ring. So this is called benzene ring, which has 6 carbon atoms. Its formula is C6H6 and it contains alternate single and double bond. So if there is at least one or more 6-membered ring, that is one or more benzene ring, that is called aromatic hydrocarbon. For example, here we can see toluene, naphthalene. These are the examples of aromatic hydrocarbons. So I hope it is clear to you. Thank you.